Hey guys, welcome back to Open It and Play. This is Mike, and today we're going to be looking at the Marvel Legends series Wolverine Secret Wars version. This guy came out a long time ago. I've had him for a while, and I actually even used him on a display a little bit. But he was on clearance in Japan, and I just decided I would get him. But I already do have a different version of this suit, which is the 97 version. But I don't know, both of them have like their good points and bad points. One of the bad points for this guy is his glowing pink skin, but that seems to be a common theme for all of these Secret Wars figures. I don't know if they screwed up at the factory or what, but they all have like bright glowing skin, so it's kind of weird. But let's look at his accessories first. He's got kind of the typical stuff for a Wolverine figure. And he's also got the typical stuff for a Secret Wars figure. So, speaking of Secret Wars typical stuff, he has his lenticular shield, which I just say is a hologram shield. But yeah, it's just the way that you explain the technology. But yeah, I think this is well done. I like the image that they chose. It has the feeling of like the old style Wolverine. But like many people, I don't really care about these shields. If I would have been a child that had the Secret Wars figures, I think it would appeal to me more. But if there's any kids these days that actually like it, then that's cool. It's great for them. I know that a lot of kids still like holograms. So, but anyways, moving on, he's got his Wolverine claws. These are the soft bendy type. So fortunately, I don't think they come off easily like the kind of thicker, more bladed type ones. These look more like the animated series where they're just like basically cylindrical shaped instead of like a blade or a knife shape. But yeah, I think for playability, these are probably where it's at because you can have him slash and claw, and these are not going to break easily. So kid friendly. Okay, and then we also have this alternate head. I know different people have different feelings on this head. I actually think it's kind of cool because it just looks like a little bit of a different take on Wolverine. But I also think it looks pretty close to what he looked like in some of the artwork from those days, from what I know at least. I'm not like a total expert, but it feels a bit fresh when compared to a lot of the Wolverine heads where they all look almost the same. So, okay, and speaking of head sculpts, we also look at the main figure himself. He's kind of got this smirk, which I think is quite charming for a Wolverine head. So I actually use this. I know some people are not going to like it, but I like the little bit less serious take for Wolverine. He's always serious. It does get kind of old, so this is kind of nice. He's having kind of a smart aleck moment, or he's kind of misbehaving in a friendly way. So instead of a violent cutting people up way. Okay. Wolverine's got his usual situation with this figure. It's a typical Wolverine Legends figure. So he's got the hinge and ball joint. So you'll be able to get him looking up a decent amount, jumping into battle, but this face is not really primed for that. But you'll be able to look down, but as usual, you won't get much attitude with these hinge and ball joints. You can barely do anything. So you can move around, but you can't express emotion. So, okay, his shoulders are on the usual Wolverine's body butterfly joints, so you get very good range backward, forward. Just a moment. This is really stiff out of the package. I had it on display, I thought, but I guess I didn't move this around that much. Forward is going to be about that far for the range. I'm going to see if I can get this in a little bit better focus. Okay, and his shoulders will go up about the usual amount, which that far a little bit better than 90. His biceps are big, so they'll go all the way around, We have some paint for his hair depiction. There is some texture, it feels like, but I can't really tell. Yeah, there's a little bit of texture to the hair too. So sorry, it's not in focus on something so small. But okay, his double jointed pinless elbows will get you that far for the range. And these are horizontally hinged, as are these. So all horizontally hinged for this Wolverine. Okay. The next part is where a lot of people will have trouble with this figure. We still don't have the ball joint at the waist or the ball joint at the diaphragm. So we're looking at the old style ab crunch going back this far, forward this far. Like I said before, I think it's very functional. I said don't mess with it. Like there's no need to fix it if it ain't broke, don't fix. So, but yeah, I understand a lot of people will have problems with this. He's got like a slice of melon or orange here when you just like horizontally cut him in half. A ball joint would look a lot better for a lot of things. For kids playing, I think this works, but the ball joint would be the best way to go for us adult collectors. Okay, he can kick up that far. He can kick out that far. Sorry, I think I forgot my kicking out on some of my other reviews recently. His thigh cut, double jointed pinless knees will get you back that far or that far. Okay, so he can almost, yeah, he can kick his bottom basically, but you do have to push it just a little bit. Okay, and he has boot cut, though it does feel kind of limited, but he does have it. And his ankles will go forward that far, back that far. Forward is kind of a problem, but he does have ankle pivot. So, but yeah, that's Wolverine from the Secret Wars wave. We'll get a measurement on him and we'll get the heck out of here. Okay, Wolvie is standing at about 5 and almost 5/8 of an inch. So he's a pretty squatty guy. He's standing over 5.5 inches, but it's going to run close to 14 centimeters, maybe a little bit over 14 centimeters, 14.2 maybe. Okay, but yeah, he's short. That's the way Wolvie should be. Okay, thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. F ice.